This ABC 15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.
Hi, I'm Steve Irvin with your top stories from ABC15 Arizona. In recovering from the pandemic, impact on the economy today. 9 million people now without unemployment benefits as the enhanced pandemic-era unemployment program ends. Labor Secretary Marty Walsh says the economy is ready for a shift forward, adding the economy is in better shape than it was a year ago. In Arizona, today marks the end of the Back to Work bonus. In May, Governor Ducey announced our state would offer a $2,000 bonus to people who worked at a new job for at least 10 weeks. To qualify, you had to start for that new job before Labor Day. Nationally, labor unions are growing, with more people becoming part of a union than at any point in the last 5 years. A new report found almost 11% of workers in 2020 were members of a union. That's up 0.5% from 2019. Fewer union jobs were lost in 2020 than non-union work. One big question experts have is whether unions will be able to adjust to an economy that relies less on manufacturing. Now, as the holiday weekend comes to a close, new concerns about COVID-19 as people crowd airports, stadiums, and beaches during one of the highest hospitalization surges we have seen in months. The CDC warned unvaccinated people against traveling over the holiday, but still, more than 3.5 million people were screened at U.S. airports on Friday and Saturday, which is about the same number as over the Labor Day holiday in 2019, before the pandemic.
I am expecting a bump. I'm hoping we're not going to see a major spike, but after every single holiday, we have seen a bump in infections and hospitalizations and deaths.
Right now, all 50 states seeing high community spread of the virus. Health officials eyeing the newest COVID variant, the Mu variant. According to data from GIS Aid, which tracks COVID through genetic sequencing, at least 46 cases of the variant have been found in Arizona. Right now, Dr. Anthony Fauci says it's not an immediate threat. While the Mu variant shares many characteristics of the Delta variant, it's still unclear if it's more dangerous or better at evading vaccines. Tracking several developing stories now, Phoenix police say a 23-year-old woman is dead after a crash near 15th Avenue and Bethany Home Road. Officers say last night a driver ran a red light, crashing into the woman's car, forcing it into a block wall of a nearby home. That woman was rushed to the hospital but later died. Police believe the other driver possibly was impaired. New details after an officer-involved shooting in Mesa. The suspects accused of nearly running over an officer now in custody. Police responding Sunday night to an apartment near 8th Street and Alma School for calls about a man and woman sleeping in a car in the parking lot for more than 6 hours. Mesa police say when officers knocked on the door, the driver put the car in reverse, hitting a patrol car. We're told an officer followed that vehicle, got out of the patrol car, and tried to stop the driver. That's when police say the suspect started driving toward the officer. That officer fired multiple shots, but the suspect drove away. The suspect vehicle and suspect later found today. They were taken into custody. The passenger is being interviewed by police. Now to a different health concern after a Valley man contracted West Nile virus. ABC 15, the first to share that family's personal battle against the potentially deadly virus. And now we have an update on that man's fight to survive. Gary Bushko was transferred to an ICU at Abrazo Central and into the care of a neurosurgeon over the weekend. After our story aired, viewers reached out and shared their own personal stories about West Nile, as well as their support for Gary, who was left paralyzed by the virus. His wife talking with ABC 15 outside the hospital today.
He's alert today. I was just in there. I'm going back in there. I've got to get to the doctor when he makes his round. And we got to get him off the ventilator.
Gary's wife says mosquito trucks sprayed their neighborhood over the weekend, and Rochelle new concerns later about why the county won't release where mosquitoes that tested positive for West Nile have been found.
Tracking your most accurate forecast, I'm meteorologist Jorge Torres. The hot days and dry days will continue here in the valley. Starting off with temperatures on your Tuesday morning in the mid-80s, climbing into the mid-90s by noon and topping out with a high of 105 degrees. Not only that, air quality will be a concern for the next couple of days. And sizzling across western Arizona tomorrow with highs anywhere from 107 in Yuma to 113 in Lake Havasu and Bullhead City. 80s up in Flagstaff and along the rim too. And even 90s as far north as the Grand Canyon. As I mentioned, the air quality will be a concern here in the Phoenix metro for the next several days. An ozone high pollution advisory through at least Tuesday into parts of Wednesday with watches in effect that day and Thursday. So if you suffer from asthma or COPD, limit your time outdoors because of that air quality and the heat, too. Temperatures are not going to really cool down at all for the next 7 days. We'll be anywhere from 105 to 107 through the latter part of the work week and into the upcoming weekend. 106 on Saturday and 107 next Sunday, and staying dry for the next 7 days.
For the latest headlines, weather, and traffic, head to abc15.com or download the free ABC15 mobile app.
This ABC 15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.